With the recent Oscar scandal, let's talk about Will Smith. Here are the top 10 things you didn't know about Will Smith. He broke a Guinness World Record in 12 hours. Hitch broke the record for the biggest romantic comedy opening at the box office in 2005. While that record has since been broken, Smith would go on to set another one with Hitch, when he attended 3 red carpet events in 12 hours to promote the picture, setting a Guinness World Record in the process. This achievement is all the more astounding given Smith's journey from Manchester through London to Birmingham. We can see why Smith didn't have time to change his outfit for each function, opting for a casual camel coat, leather hat, and trousers. Abhishek Bachchan, an Indian actor, broke Smith's record in 2009 by making 7 public engagements in 12 hours and traveling 1,800 kilometers. However, when it comes to Hollywood stars, Smith may still be the one to beat. Money problems paved the way for the Fresh Prince. Smith was one half of the hip-hop combo DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince before becoming a bankable actor. Smith went on a spending binge after hitting it big early on. Smith failed to pay his taxes as his sales dropped. Smith was still $2.8 million in debt after the IRS repossessed his opulent items. Smith went on the Arsenio Hall show on the advice of his then-girlfriend, where he met producer Benny Medina, who was working on a semi-autobiographical TV show. Despite his lack of acting skills, Smith became more interested in the project after attending a party hosted by Quincy Jones. Smith was donating 70% of his wage to the IRS for 3 seasons while his character was living it up as the Fresh Prince. He boycotted the 1989 Grammys. Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince's early success carried over to the Grammys, where they won Best Rap Performance for Parents Just Don't Understand, which was not only Smith and Jazzy Jeff's first Grammy, but also the first time the Grammys had presented this category. Despite this, the Grammys chose not to include the category in their 1989 broadcast. The duo opted to boycott the Grammys that year, with Smith calling the rap category's removal a smack in the face. The Grammys aired the category the next year after fellow contenders Salt-N-Pepa and LL Cool J joined the protest. In 1992, Jazzy Jeff accepted the duo's second Grammy for Summertime, while Smith won his third Grammy for Men in Black in 1998. Yes, he can solve a Rubik's Cube that quickly. Will impresses the Princeton recruiter in a Season 3 Fresh Prince episode by completing a Rubik's Cube in a matter of seconds. While that sequence was heavily edited, Smith sought to perfect the cube when filming The Pursuit of Happiness nearly 13 years later. Instead of using a hand double, Smith sought advice from Speedcuber champions Tyson Mao, Toby Mao, and Lars Petrus. Smith, in the role of Chris Gardner, solves the puzzle in a 2-minute scenario, impressing a possible employer. On a live French talk program, Smith proved everything he'd learned by solving a cube in 55 seconds. Given Smith's interest in math and chess, it's not unexpected that he was able to solve the difficult cube. After all, he might be Princeton material. The impromptu audition that turned his life upside down. Benny Medina invited Smith to Quincy Jones' house party in December 1989, as previously indicated. Jones sent Smith a script for a Morris Day pilot that never got off the ground while they were there. Brandon Tartikoff, the president of NBC, and his successor, Warren Littlefield, were both in attendance. Smith felt he needed more time to prepare when Jones encouraged him to audition in front of everyone on the spot. Jones took Smith into his library and told him that meetings are usually rescheduled, but that everyone who needed to approve the program was already in his living room. Smith requested only 10 minutes, recognizing that this was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. The pilot was shot 3 months after the initial contract was set up in a limo that night. Jada and Tupac's friendship evoked envy. Jada Pinkett Smith was acquaintances with another prominent rapper before meeting Will at a Fresh Prince audition. Jada attended the same Baltimore School for the Arts as Tupac Shakur. Despite the fact that they never were intimate, the two formed a deep friendship. Tupac composed poems about Jada, who called him one of her greatest pals and like a brother, according to Smith's memoir. When Jada began spending more time with him over Tupac, Smith felt a perverse kind of victory. Smith, on the other hand, later expressed regret for being too insecure to befriend the late rapper. Smith dedicated his third Grammy to Tupac and another recently murdered legend, Biggie Smalls, when he accepted it in 1998. Childhood trauma. Smith's life has been filled with emotional hardship, despite his optimistic demeanor. Smith watched his father abusing his mother when he was 9 years old. Smith was understandably too young and afraid to do anything, but he grew up feeling like a coward. In the months leading up to his father's death from illness in 2016, Smith considered shoving him down the stairs, believing he could get away with murder. Smith still loved and revered his father, which made these feelings of vengeance all the more difficult. Smith considered suicide after his mother left when he was 13 years old. Smith has opened up about his childhood trauma in his memoir and docuseries Best Shape of My Life, which explores the link between mental and physical health. His feud and reconciliation with Janet Hubert. After Janet Hubert's retirement from Season 3 of Fresh Prince, Daphne Maxwell Reid took over as Aunt Viv. Janet Hubert wanted the show to be the Aunt Viv of Bel-Air show, Smith said in a 1993 interview, while Alfonso Ribeiro dubbed Hubert crazy on another occasion. Based on comments like these, many assumed Hubert was fired. Hubert actually departed because the team was about to reduce her pay. Hubert was already battling with a new baby and a harsh, unemployed husband when Hollywood turned its back on him. Despite Hubert's declaration in 2011 that she would never work with Smith again, the two had a one-on-one almost 10 years later. Smith appeared to reconcile by apologizing for not being more attentive to Hubert's circumstances. 8 $100 million domestic movies in a row. Smith has always been a box office magnet, but from 2002 through 2008, he was nearly unstoppable. During that time, he became the only actor to star in 8 consecutive films with domestic box office receipts of more than $100 million. In July, he released Men in Black 2, Bad Boys 2, I, Robot, and Hancock, all of which contributed to his moniker. Mr. July proved that his star power wasn't limited to the summer with films like Shark Tale, Hitch, The Pursuit of Happiness, and I Am Legend. During this time, Smith did make a cameo as himself in the box office flop Jersey Girl, but every film he starred in was a surefire winner. Smith's record came to an end with £7, despite the fact that the film grossed more than $100 million worldwide. Roles that could have been. Despite his achievements, Smith has been passed over for numerous high-profile films. Smith was set to star in Boys in the Hood, but due to his Fresh Prince commitments, Cuba Gooding Jr. was cast instead. Smith famously signed up for Wild Wild West, instead of playing Neo in The Matrix, and he also turned down the eponymous role in Django Unchained, believing that Dr. Schultz was the true star. Smith has remarked that he would rather be a superhero than produce films about slavery, despite the fact that he was considered for the role of Superman in Superman Returns, which he turned down due to fear of criticism. Smith eventually selected Suicide Squad over Independence Day Resurgence to play a DC character. Is there any other topic you want us to discuss in our next videos? Please tell us in the comments section below. Make sure to subscribe to our channel for more videos about your favorite celebrities.